Another common requirement is repositioning while you're playing back. In N-Audio, it's not the job of the output device to reposition. The iWave player interface has got no positioning properties on it at all. And its init method takes an iWave provider, which also doesn't provide any positioning properties at all. So you need to keep hold of your original wave stream, in our example the MP3 file reader, if you want to be able to reposition while you're playing back. It's the wave stream class that's got the position setter that allows you to change what position in the file we're playing from. One of the tricky things you have to deal with if you're repositioning during playback is threading issues. If the sound card is reading from your source wave stream on one thread and you're repositioning it on another thread, then you could end up with audio corruption. And so in fact, most of the wavestream implementations in N-Audio have a lock object which they lock on in calls to read and in set position, so that even if you're setting position on one thread while you're calling read on another, you won't cause yourself problems. There are other ways of solving this problem. For example, when you call set position, it could not actually do the set position, but it could just set a flag to say that we want to set the position, and then next time read is called, it does the reposition in the thread that's calling read before actually reading from the file. And N-Audio uses that approach in a couple of places as well. This isn't a problem that you'll have to deal with directly if you're only using the built-in classes in N-Audio, but if you're writing your own code on your own wavestream implementations, you need to bear this problem in mind. Another issue is that when you're repositioning within an audio file, you can't necessarily reposition to the exact millisecond that you want to. You should reposition to a number of bytes that's a multiple of block a line. If you don't, you can get all kinds of horrible audio corruption. And if you're playing from a compressed file, like an MP3 file, the granularity of positions that which you can reposition to is limited even more. You have to go back to the beginning of an MP3 frame, for example. And again, N-Audio tries to protect you from making some of these mistakes, but it is something worth bearing in mind. Always try to position to a multiple of block a line. Let's update our demo application to support repositioning of the audio file while we're playing it. So here you can see the WPF application we created earlier, and I've added a couple more visual components to it. First of all, I've added two text blocks. One here for the duration, so when we load the file we'll put the duration of the file into this text block, and one here for the current position. That's going to be updating with the current position we are in the file as we're playing. And I've also added a slider. Now this slider is going to have two jobs. First of all, it's going to show us what our current position is, but secondly, it's going to allow us to reposition while we're playing back.